Never tell people what you do. There is an ancient and unspoken wisdom that the most successful minds understand. Never reveal your true work to the masses. The world is filled with doubters, skeptics, and those who will drain your energy before you even take flight. Your dreams, your efforts, your vision, they are sacred. Guard them fiercely, like a precious flame sheltered from the storm. When you declare your plans too early, you open yourself to the risk of judgment and interference. People may not understand your vision, they may belittle your ideas, or worse, they may steal your momentum by planting seeds of doubt in your mind. The true architect of success works in silence with quiet conviction. They build their empires behind closed doors, shielded from the noise of the crowd. Remember, action is the language of the determined. Words are merely echoes. Success is not a performance for an audience, but a masterpiece crafted in solitude. Speak less of your goals, show more through your results. Let your triumphs be the thunder that silences the critics. When you keep your efforts to yourself, you protect your focus and preserve your energy. You cultivate an inner strength that becomes unstoppable. The world will only recognize your power when it is undeniable, when your results speak louder than any words ever could. Silence shields success. There is an unbreakable law at the core of achievement that few ever fully comprehend. Silence is the armor that protects the seeds of greatness. To speak of your ambitions too soon is to expose them to the harsh elements of doubt, envy, and misunderstanding. When you share your dreams prematurely, you invite forces beyond your control to sway your course, forces that can cripple the spirit, cloud the mind, and scatter the focus that is essential to success. True mastery understands that success is forged in the quiet crucible of concentrated effort, away from the eyes and ears of the skeptical world. Words are fragile. They float like leaves on the wind, easily twisted or forgotten. But silence is strong. It is the fortress behind which your intentions can take root, grow, and flourish without disturbance. By keeping your work close to your chest, you create a sacred space, a sanctuary where your thoughts and efforts are free from interruption and judgment. This sanctuary fuels your determination, shields your confidence, and nurtures the unwavering belief necessary to overcome obstacles. In silence, your ideas mature and your resolve sharpens. You become a silent force, moving steadily toward your goal without the burden of external expectations. Silence also invites discipline. When you do not broadcast your plans, you are compelled to act, not just talk. The man who speaks endlessly of what he will do often delays doing it, but the one who remains silent is driven by an internal fire that compels constant action. His silence is not emptiness, it is the quiet roar of focused ambition. Moreover, silence protects you from the invisible enemies of success, those who would cast doubt, who would discourage, who would steal the energy that you must conserve for the battles ahead. Every word you share is a drop of your strength. Save your strength for the work itself, for the moment when the world will see your success and recognize the power you have quietly built. In this way, silence is not just a lack of speech. It is a strategic weapon, a shield that guards your potential until it is fully realized. The wise know that the loudest victory is the one that needs no announcement. It is heard, seen, and felt by all, yet explained by none. Hold your dreams in silence, let your work be your voice, and watch how, protected by quiet determination, success rises unassailable, unstoppable, and triumphant. Action outshines words. In the grand theater of achievement, words are but the whispers that dance in the air, fleeting, fragile, and easily forgotten. Action, on the other hand, is the mighty hammer that shapes reality. It is the force that transforms dreams from mere ideas into tangible triumphs. To rely solely on words is to build castles of sand that vanish with the tide of time. But to act relentlessly, persistently, and with unwavering purpose is to carve monuments of success that endure beyond the reach of doubt and disbelief. Many are the voices that boast of grand intentions, but few are the hands that labor tirelessly to bring those intentions to life. Words may inspire, but without action they are hollow echoes. The man who speaks of greatness without stepping forward remains trapped in a world of possibility without progress. The true achiever understands that the value of words is measured not by their volume or eloquence, but by the actions they compel. Action demands courage. It asks you to rise above fear, to confront obstacles, and to persist when the path is shrouded in uncertainty. Words can comfort the timid, but action emboldens the brave. The person who moves forward in silence, driven by the conviction of their purpose, commands respect far beyond any promise made. This is the difference between a dreamer and a doer, the one who talks about change and the one who becomes the change. In every great success story, action is the silent protagonist. It is the early morning hours spent in preparation, the late nights devoted to mastery, the countless steps taken when no one watches. Words may announce ambition, but action realizes it. The world is quick to judge those who talk without doing, but it stands in awe of those whose deeds rewrite the possible. To act is to take control of your destiny. It is to speak in the universal language of achievement results. The man who works quietly, steadily, and without fanfare communicates far more powerfully than the one who fills the air with promises. His progress becomes a beacon, a testament to the power of determined effort. Never be seduced by the temptation to explain yourself before the work is done. Let your actions be your declaration. When your results shine brightly, they will silence doubt and inspire belief. Remember, words can be dismissed, misinterpreted, or forgotten, but action leaves an indelible mark on the world. In the end, it is not what you say that defines you, but what you do, day after day, moment after moment. Let your hands speak where your words fall short, for in action lies the power to shape your future, to conquer adversity, and to rise above the noise. Energy is precious. Among the greatest resources entrusted to each of us is the invisible force of energy, vital, finite, and profoundly powerful. It is the life current that fuels every thought, every action, every decision. Yet far too many squander this priceless commodity on trivial pursuits, toxic relationships, and fruitless arguments. To those who seek greatness, energy is not merely a physical or mental resource. It is the very currency of achievement, and must be guarded with unwavering vigilance. Every moment you spend entertaining doubt, worry, or criticism is a moment stolen from the work of building your dreams. Every word uttered in defense of your vision to skeptics, every ounce of frustration spent on those who do not support your journey, drains your reservoir of power. The successful understand that to waste energy is to relinquish control over their destiny. They treat their energy as a sacred asset, investing it with precision and intention in the pursuits that advance their purpose. The battle for success is won or lost within the confines of your mind and spirit long before it plays out in the external world. Your energy governs your focus, your resilience, your creativity, and your will to persevere. When guarded and directed with discipline, it becomes an unstoppable force that drives you beyond obstacles and doubt. When squandered carelessly, it dissipates into noise and distraction, leaving you drained and defeated. Energy is the flame that kindles passion and the engine that powers persistence. It is your silent partner in the pursuit of excellence, and it must be nurtured with care. This means protecting yourself from the negativity of others, avoiding needless confrontation, and refusing to be ensnared by drama or the need to prove yourself. It means saying no to distractions and yes to the tasks that bring you closer to your highest goals. In every great achievement, the person at the center is not just talented or intelligent. They are masterful in conserving and channeling their energy. They recognize that the most brilliant plan can fail without the fuel of focused effort, and the greatest talent can be wasted without the discipline to maintain strength. To value your energy is to value yourself. It is to acknowledge that what you bring to your work, your relationships, and your life is born not just from your time, but from the depth and clarity of your inner power. Guard it as you would a treasure, for within it lies the capacity to create worlds, to move mountains, and to transform the impossible into reality. Critics fuel doubt. Every great endeavor faces an enemy that is as invisible as it is destructive: criticism. Critics are the shadows that lurk at the edges of every dream, the voices that whisper uncertainty when you dare to reach for greatness. They are not merely voices from the outside. They can take root within your own mind, planting seeds of hesitation and fear that grow into towering walls of doubt. Understand this: critics do not just comment on your efforts, they influence the very foundation of your belief in yourself. When you listen too closely to the naysayers, when you allow their words to echo within your spirit, you begin to question your vision, your capacity, and your right to succeed. Doubt creeps in like a slow poison, weakening your resolve and clouding your judgment. The world is full of those who have never dared to pursue a bold goal themselves. Their criticism is born from a place of fear, limitation, and sometimes envy. They measure your potential through the narrow lens of their own insecurities and failures. Their words, though often disguised as concern or advice, are in truth the chains they seek to bind you with. The wise know that critics thrive on attention. To engage them is to feed the very doubt they seek to spread. Every time you justify yourself to a skeptic, you dilute your focus and surrender precious energy that could be better spent on progress. Your attention is a powerful currency. Spend it on creation, not on defending against those who do not understand your journey. Critics also serve as a test, an unavoidable trial on the path to success. How you respond to their voices reveals the strength of your character. To rise above criticism is to demonstrate an unshakable faith in your purpose and an iron discipline that refuses to be derailed by the noise of negativity. Remember that every towering achievement was once met with doubt, mockery, or dismissal. The difference between those who succeed and those who falter is the refusal to internalize criticism as truth. Instead, they use it as fuel, transforming doubt into determination, skepticism into self-belief. In the quiet moments when criticism threatens to overwhelm, remind yourself that the power lies not in the voices of others, but in your own convictions. Guard your mind fiercely, nurture your confidence, and press forward with relentless courage. For the path to greatness is paved with the stones thrown by critics, yet it is your unwavering resolve that builds the bridge over the chasm of doubt. Mystery builds momentum. There is a subtle and profound power in the art of mystery, a power that those destined for greatness instinctively understand and wield. Mystery is the quiet force that protects your vision from premature exposure, that shields your efforts from the distractions and doubts that can sap your will. It is the invisible current that carries you forward when the world demands explanations and proof before your time. When you reveal too much too soon, you strip away the enigma that surrounds your journey. You hand over your advantage to those who would question, judge, or even seek to undermine your progress. Mystery is not merely secrecy. It is a strategic veil that enhances your momentum by keeping the world uncertain, intrigued, and off balance. It allows your efforts to gather strength in silence, growing like a hidden river swelling beneath the surface, unseen but unstoppable. Consider the nature of momentum itself. It is born from consistent, focused action, not from scattered talk or grand announcements. When your path is shrouded in mystery, your actions speak in their place. The quiet intensity with which you pursue your goal draws energy inward, creating a powerful cycle of confidence and progress. Mystery shields you from the noise of premature criticism and false expectations, allowing you to preserve your energy for what truly matters: forward movement. Mystery also commands respect. There is a magnetic allure in the unknown. People are naturally drawn to those who do not reveal all their cards at once. It inspires curiosity, admiration, and sometimes a cautious fear. It invites others to witness your results with wonder rather than judgment. Your silence becomes a statement, a challenge, a promise of something greater to come. Furthermore, mystery nurtures discipline. When you choose to withhold your plans and efforts from the crowd, you develop a habit of accountability to yourself alone. You learn to trust your vision without external validation, to persevere without applause. This internal discipline builds a reservoir of strength and resilience, a force far more potent than public approval. As your momentum grows beneath this cloak of mystery, it becomes a rolling wave, unstoppable, compelling, and transformative. The world will eventually take notice, not because you shouted, but because you delivered. The revelation of your success will be all the more powerful for having been a well-kept secret. In embracing mystery, you harness a timeless truth, that the most profound and lasting progress is often invisible to the casual observer, unfolding quietly in the shadows, before it bursts forth in undeniable triumph. Results are the ultimate proof. In the realm of achievement, words and intentions are plentiful, but they carry weight only when forged into results. Results are the final, undeniable proof that separates mere talk from true accomplishment. The world does not measure success by what you say you will do, nor by the dreams you dare to dream. It measures success by what you actually deliver. Results are the language understood by all, the currency that turns vision into reality and silence into thunderous acclaim. Too often, individuals fall into the trap of trading in promises, explanations, and excuses, thinking that by telling others their plans, they have somehow secured their destiny, but plans alone are hollow without the proof of execution. The man who boasts loudly but fails to act is quickly forgotten, while the one who quietly builds and delivers commands respect that lasts a lifetime. Results are the embodiment of effort, discipline, and resilience. They tell a story that no amount of words can replace. They speak to your character, your persistence, and your mastery over obstacles. When the eyes see your progress, when achievements become visible and tangible, skepticism dissolves. Doubt gives way to admiration, and questions fade into awe. Understand that results are not always immediate or grandiose. Sometimes the ultimate proof appears as a series of small victories, consistent steps taken day after day. These small successes accumulate, compounding into an unstoppable force that carves a path through resistance and challenge. The patient, persistent pursuit of results builds a foundation so solid that it cannot be shaken by doubt or criticism. Furthermore, results transcend opinion. They are the final judge that neither envy nor skepticism can overturn. People may try to diminish your efforts through words or disbelief, but results stand as immutable facts, silent, powerful, and indisputable. They are the lasting legacy of your labor and vision. The pursuit of results demands action without distraction. It requires the ability to channel energy and focus exclusively on what moves you forward. It is a commitment to excellence, to follow through, and to the courage of conviction. When you make results your ultimate proof, you shift your mindset from seeking approval to delivering value. Your motivation becomes internal and unstoppable. In every corner of history, those who have transformed the impossible into the inevitable understood this truth well. Results do not lie. They are the trophy born from sacrifice, the witness to dedication, and the final word on success. No argument, no promise, no plan can replace the weight of achievement. Focus creates power. Among the greatest forces at a person's command is the power of focused attention. It is not raw talent, nor vast resources, nor fleeting inspiration that determines the heights of achievement, but the ability to concentrate one's mind and energy relentlessly upon a single objective. Focus is the forge where ordinary effort is transformed into extraordinary results. It is the secret current beneath every great success, quietly gathering strength until it becomes an unstoppable tidal wave. To understand the power of focus, one must first grasp the cost of distraction. Every time your attention wavers, when your mind drifts from your chosen path, you lose precious momentum and dissipate your strength. Scattered efforts yield scattered results. Mediocrity dressed in busyness. The world offers countless temptations to divide your attention. Idle chatter, competing priorities, doubt, and fear all conspire to break your concentration. But the mind that learns to hold steady, to narrow its gaze like a laser beam, commands a power unmatched by the restless and unfocused. Focus demands discipline, a ruthless dedication to eliminating all that does not serve your highest purpose. It is the act of saying no to distractions, no to fleeting desires, no to the urgent but unimportant. With focus, every thought, every action, every decision aligns toward the realization of a single goal. This alignment creates a magnetic force that draws opportunity, energy, and success directly to you. It is the difference between a ship tossed by the waves and a vessel charting a clear course to its destination. Moreover, focus breeds clarity. The concentrated mind sees solutions where the scattered mind sees only problems. It cuts through confusion and complexity with a sharpness born of deep understanding and unwavering resolve. When your attention is fully engaged, obstacles shrink and new possibilities emerge. Your actions become deliberate, precise, and powerful. The power of focus also lies in its ability to cultivate persistence. The journey toward any worthy goal is rarely swift or smooth. Challenges arise, distractions beckon, and doubt may try to creep in. But a focused mind does not falter in the face of adversity. Instead, it holds fast, driven by the clear vision of the prize ahead. This perseverance, fueled by focus, turns setbacks into lessons and delays into preparation. Consider the countless stories of those who have changed the world. Behind every achievement is the unyielding power of focus. They did not scatter their efforts or dilute their energies. Instead, they poured everything into their purpose until their success became inevitable. This is no accident. It is the natural outcome of a mind harnessed and honed through focus. Focus creates a power that is invisible to the casual observer but unmistakable in its effects. It is the quiet engine driving greatness, the silent architect of dreams realized. When you commit yourself to this principle, you step into a realm where distractions fall away, where your energy flows freely, and where the impossible becomes possible, faith over fear. There exists within every person a battle more fierce and decisive than any external conflict, the battle between faith and fear. This silent struggle shapes destinies, determines the course of lives, and separates those who achieve greatness from those who falter at the edge of their dreams. Faith is the unwavering trust in your own vision, the inner conviction that your purpose is worthy and attainable. Fear, by contrast, is the paralyzing doubt that whispers of failure, loss, and impossibility. To choose faith over fear is to claim the throne of your own destiny. Fear is a natural force, a shadow cast by uncertainty and risk. It creeps into the mind like a thief in the night, stealing courage and replacing it with hesitation. Fear magnifies obstacles, distorts reality, and binds the spirit with invisible chains. Many are the promising souls who have been halted, not by the challenges before them, but by the fears within them. Yet faith is the counterforce, bright, fierce, and unyielding. Faith is not blind hope or wishful thinking. It is a deliberate act of the will. It is the choice to believe in yourself when the world doubts you, to keep moving forward when the path is obscured, to embrace uncertainty as the soil from which success grows. Faith fuels persistence. It lights the way through darkness and gives strength to endure when all else seems lost. It is the beacon that calls you onward beyond the reach of fear. To live by faith is to rise above the natural instinct to retreat in the face of danger. It is to understand that fear, though real, is never stronger than the power of belief. Those who have conquered great heights have done so because they refused to let fear dictate their actions. Instead, they leaned into faith, faith in their vision, in their ability to learn and grow, and in the certainty that every setback is but a stepping stone. Faith transforms the mind. It replaces I can't with I must, what if I fail, with what if I succeed. It trains the heart to beat steadily in the storm, and the soul to sing in the silence of doubt. Faith creates a fortress of resilience, impervious to the assaults of worry and despair. Moreover, faith is contagious, not just within yourself, but in those around you. When you embody faith, you inspire others to believe, to take risks, and to strive for their own greatness. It becomes a force multiplier, turning individual courage into collective power. Fear will always seek to hold you back. It will whisper of impossibility, of pain, of loss, but faith calls louder. It reminds you that every great achievement began with a choice to believe rather than to fear, to step forward rather than to stand still. Faith over fear is the foundation upon which all success is built. It is the quiet strength that carries you through uncertainty, the unshakable certainty that the best is yet to come. Remember this: in the journey toward greatness, silence is your shield, mystery your ally, and focused faith your unwavering guide. Words are fleeting, but your actions, powered by relentless focus and guarded energy, forge the undeniable proof of your success. Let critics speak, but never surrender your momentum to their doubts. Hold your vision close, nurture it quietly, and trust that results will speak louder than any promise. The path to triumph is rarely shouted from the rooftops. It is walked in silence, step by determined step. Embrace the power of faith over fear, for it is faith that lights your way through darkness and fear that threatens to hold you back. When you choose to believe in yourself with unwavering conviction, you unlock a power within that is unstoppable. So never tell people what you do, show them. Let your results stand as the ultimate testimony. Harness the strength of silence and mystery. Guard your energy, focus your power, and walk forward with faith as your shield. In this lies the secret to a life of true accomplishment and lasting greatness. The world is waiting, not for your words, but for your victory.